On the news, gunmen kill 34 worshippers in Yobe community. Dangote refinery announces commencement of petrol production. And PDP reveals FCT Minister Wike to face disciplinary committee for anti-party activities. Thank you for joining us on News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I'm Simisola Adigun. Terrorists suspected to be Boko Haram insurgents have killed 34 worshippers in Mafa village, Tarmuwa local government area of Yobe State on Sunday. The police spokesperson in Yobe, Dungos Abdul Karim, who confirmed the incident, said the attack occurred during Maghrib prayers when the gunmen shot sporadically into the gathering and set ablaze shops and houses. The gunmen also laid multiple explosives on the path to the village as deadly trap for first responders and security operatives. According to investigative sources, the attack is probably a retaliation for the community's failure to pay the terrorists extortion fees. According to reports, the Yobe State government is planning a mass burial for victims of the attack. In a similar development, a police corporal has been killed and several others wounded when suspected secessionists attacked the Oba Police Divisional Headquarters in Idemili South Local Government Area of Anambra State. The police public relations officer, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, who confirmed the incident in a statement, said the suspected armed secessionist groups shot sporadically and threw petrol bombs, causing fires in some offices and the civic center. Ikenga further assured the joint security force comprising the Army, Navy, Civil Defense and other agencies are currently conducting a joint operation in Oba and its environs. There might be respite to the current petrol crisis in the country as the chairman of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, has officially announced the commencement of petrol production at his refinery. Dangote announced the milestone at a news conference on Tuesday, showcasing a sample of the product. The 650,000 barrels per day capacity Dangote refinery began operations in January with the production of diesel and aviation fuel. Dangote says the petrol from the plant can compete with products from other parts of the world in terms of quality. Dangote says the refinery's operations would facilitate a precise tracking of petrol consumption across Nigeria, offering a solution to the problem.
Nigeria has not produce petrol, which is gasoline, for very, very many years. But as I stand with you today, I would like to salute the people of Nigeria and the government of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for creating the environment for us to thrive and also achieve this monumental task of giving energy to our people for growth, development, and prosperity. I think this has been really, really a very, very great, move. And I think I want to personally also thank Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for creating this idea of Naira for crude and also Naira for the product. Doing that, it will give a lot of stability for the Naira, where now you remove 40% of the demand of dollars in the market, and that will actually stabilize the market. But that's not it. As you know, there's quite a lot of what you call round tripping, where people now do documentation and the fuel does not come into Nigeria, and this is a fact. So right now, as we have this refinery working, it will show the true consumption of Nigeria. We can track every single loaded trucks, and we will try as much as possible to track the loaded ships. We will now take you can see that this is the sample. This is the sample of the petrol. It might be a little bit you see it like a different color, But that's the real this thing, So you are now going to have, good petrol where the engines of your vehicles will last longer. You will not be having an engine issue, which a lot of us were having. It won't happen at all. The quality here will match that of quality of anywhere in the world. US, America, we will make sure that nobody will beat us in terms of quality.
Meanwhile, Dangote says the refinery is completing final arrangements with the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, after which its products will be available in the market. He says this development is expected to significantly restore Nigeria's manufacturing and industry sector and contribute to real import substitution, saving the nation valuable foreign exchange and helping to stabilize the naira. Well, joining me to lend his thoughts on this development is oil and gas expert Joshua Oputa. Thank you very much for sparing time, sir. Now, how strategic is this commencement of operations at the Dangote refinery at this time, amid the current shortage of petrol in the country, which has had negative impact on the nation?
Well, thank you, Nicola, for having me. I think at this time, it's happened at just the right time because as we speak, most of the stations have all dried up. They are not dispensing. The few who are dispensing, you have very long queues, and you might have a situation where you might find one that is selling where you don't have much queue, but the price is, it's way above what the general person on the streets can get it for. So it's coming at the right time because as at now, there's spend in the land. You don't know where to get this product from, considering the fact that not only do we use it for mobility, but a number of us also use it in our homes to power up when power supply goes bad. And a lot of people also use it for their businesses too. So it's coming at the right time, and congratulations to Dangote Refinery.
Right. Now, finally, the Dangote oil refinery is poised to supply an initial 25 million liters of petrol to the Nigerian market daily, starting from September, that's this month, which is expected to meet local demand and the demand of sub-Saharan Africa. Are you convinced of this target?
With the capacity of the refinery, yes. I think one thing, of course, is to produce. The second thing, of course, is the distribution. If you're going to do trucking, what are our road networks like? Are we sure that these products are going to be used within the confines of our country? Wouldn't they be taken across the border? And of course, everything also boils down to the price at which it's being sold. We've seen situations where these things are brought in and then some of the marketers prefer taking it outside. Of course, you can also see from when he was making his speech, the quality of the kind of petrol he's bringing. It's crystal clear. We've had situations where some of them are with all sorts of colors, yellow, brown, and you begin to wonder what in God's name are you buying? So, we just pray that the distribution is done in such a way that it really gets to those who need it. Because I've heard that, of course, it's also going to be taken both within and outside the shores. But of course, the main thing is if whatever is allocated within the confines of the country, it should get to where it's supposed to go to. And we wouldn't want a situation where these things are being smuggled or taken to where it's not supposed to be taken to. I think that's where they'll have to be on the lookout for, and the authorities will have to watch that. Because as it is now, there's always a big controversy. Well, how many liters do we even consume as a nation in a day? There are a lot of question marks on that. So I think with him coming into the fray now, I think some of these questions would have some, correct answers. Put it that way, yes.
I'm sure the stakeholders and Nigerians in general share your concerns. Oil and gas expert Joshua Oputa, thank you very much for lending your thoughts. Moving on to politics, the leadership of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has summoned Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, over alleged anti-party activities. The Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Ibrahim Abdullahi, made this known on Monday, saying the FCT minister is expected to face the disciplinary committee of the party, chaired by former Minister of External Affairs and elder statesman Tom Ikimi, and put together by the PDP's National Working Committee. He says the PDP had been bombarded with petitions against Wike and other party members bordering on allegations of anti-party activities and sabotage against the party. Abdullahi also said comments made by the former Rivers State governor threatening to put fire in their state in obvious reference to PDP governors were wrong and unacceptable. More than 21,000 students in Nigeria are operating with fake certificates obtained from degree mills, institutions in Benin Republic, Togo, and others. That's according to the Minister of Education, Tahir Maman. This disclosure is part of findings by the committee tasked with identifying the causes of degree racketeering, fish out the culprits, and recommend solutions to the menace. TV366 Sydney Okafor completes the story.
The report of the panel comes on the back of an investigative report by a Nigerian journalist who procured a Bachelor of Science and degree in Mass Communication from a university in Benin Republic within 6 weeks and participated in 1-year mandatory National Youth Service Corps without being detected by the authorities. The Nigerian government then suspended the evaluation and accreditation of degree certificate from the Republic of Benin and Togo pending the outcome of an investigation. And following from that investigation, 22,700 degree certificates obtained by Nigerians from the university in Benin and Togo have now been invalidated by the Nigerian government.
So the fact that you went through a process, once there is no accreditation for that program, you don't have a faith in that particular program. And that's why even if there's no accreditation for your course and you read medicine, you don't have a certificate for that course. So the fact that there is no accreditation for those universities from their own country, and there is no recognition as a university for those courses from Nigeria University Commission, it then means that there is no process. They're not supposed to have gone for the course because there is no accreditation for the schools. Just like the minister said yesterday, you have 3 here, 5 here that we recognize. So if anybody goes outside those 3 and 5 in those 2 countries and you have obtained your distance, yes, legally you went through the process, but the school itself, did they go through legally through the process to be a school, process to be recognized, and a certificate to be recognized? If they did not go, then your effort is effort in futility. It does not yield any result.
Education experts want the government to go beyond the ban and investigate the reasons Nigerians rush to these countries to obtain phony certificates.
If our university system can run 4 years without any strike, worker salaries are being paid, and there's no industrial dispute between government and ASU, or government and the ones in politics or the ones in the colleges of education, things will go well, the school calendar will run very, very well, and everything will go. And if we now begin to make sure that all the policies on having our technical schools running, having every other thing running, our polytechnics, when they come out, they will also have some recognitions, and then they'll be able to sit in the places where they could also see themselves as having gone to school. And every other thing, the reward of everybody is almost on the same par, not the kind of some people working so hard and having no reward. Other people will not run to go and quickly get it, so that I'll just go and use it and do politics and then go and become a senator or House of Rep or governor or whatever, and then make large money. Then once we bring all those things back and everything is working well, I'm too sure it will reduce if we can accommodate so many, and the educational system is running very, very smoothly.
There are also growing calls for the government to probe allegations of degree racketeering in private universities operating in Nigeria as part of effort to sanitize the tertiary education system. Sydney Okafor, TV360, Lagos.
It's time for a short break, but still to come, 129 persons killed as inmates attempt a jailbreak in Congo. Stay with us for details.
Get ready for the 8th edition of the Voice of Women Conference and Awards, VAL 2024. Theme, Achieving Women's Inclusion for a Sustainable Nigeria. Mark your calendar for Thursday, 3rd of October 2024, 9 a.m. at the NAV Conference Center, Abuja, Nigeria. And be part of a national dialogue bringing together grassroots and urban women in the quest for inclusion and sustainability in Nigeria. VAL 2024 is more than just a conference, it's a powerful movement. VAL 2024, an initiative of Voice of Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio, is where diverse women groups converge to champion inclusive policies and drive national development.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. Terrorists suspected to be Boko Haram insurgents have killed 34 worshippers in Mafa village, Tarmuwa local government area of Yobe State on Sunday. The police spokesperson in Yobe, Dangos Abdul Karim, who confirmed the incident, said the attack occurred during Maghrib prayers when the gunmen shot sporadically into the gathering and set ablaze shops and houses. According to reports, the Yobe State government is planning a mass burial for victims of the attack. In a similar development, a police corporal has been killed and several others wounded when suspected secessionists attacked the Oba Police Divisional Headquarters in the Idemili South local government area of Anambra State. The police public relations officer, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, who confirmed the incident in a statement, assured joint security forces comprising the Army, Navy, Civil Defense and other agencies are currently conducting a joint operation in Oba and its environs. We also told you that the chairman of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, has officially announced the commencement of petrol production at his refinery. Dangote says the petrol from the 650,000 barrels per day capacity plant can compete with products from other parts of the world in terms of quality. Dangote says the refinery's operations will facilitate a precise tracking of petrol consumption across Nigeria, offering a solution to this problem. In case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log onto our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Well, let's join Joy Uchejim, who's on standby with the latest happenings in the world of business. Over to you, Joy.
Thank you, Simi. Well, on business, Nigeria's non-oil export sector has recorded total receipts of $2.7 billion in the first half of 2024, driven by increasing global demand for made-in-Nigeria products, representing a 6.26% increase compared to the $2.539 billion recorded in the same period in 2023. The Executive Director and CEO of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Nonye Ayeni, disclosed this during a media briefing in Abuja. According to her, the feat marks a notable diversification from traditional raw agricultural exports to more semi-processed and manufactured goods, with the most exported commodity, cocoa beans, accounting for 23.18% of the total export value, followed by urea or fertilizer at 13.78% and sesame seeds at 11.04%. And still on business, in a bid to enhance efficiency and transparency within the financial sector, the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation have joined forces to streamline the bank recapitalization process. The Director General of SEC, Emomotimi Agama, highlighted that the collaboration is part of a broader effort to reduce the time to market for capital raising activities, making the Nigerian capital market more attractive to investors and issuers alike. Agama explained that several initiatives had been implemented, including the introduction of an electronic filing system, streamlined registration processes, and updated regulatory frameworks. According to Agama, these measures are crucial for increasing liquidity in the market as they allow companies to access capital more quickly and efficiently. We'll take a short break and return with stock market reports. Welcome back. It's the second trading day of the week and the Nigeria equities market is on a roll, even as the NGX gathered an additional 45 million on Tuesday after raising 0.08% at the close of trading. Now, on the gainers chart, industrial and medical gases clinched first place, jumping from the second place it had closed in on Monday, followed by C&I leasing. Now, in total, over 473 million shares in 12,532 deals, corresponding to a market value of about 10 billion naira were traded. And in the global markets, the scenario was quite different as our selected foreign equities fell to their lowest levels in over a week, impacted by a significant sell-off in commodity-linked stocks due to declining metal and crude prices. Now, in the foreign exchange market, the naira experienced a sharp decline against the US dollar, trading at 1,614 naira on the black market. The British pound is valued at 2,145 naira, while the euro stands at 1,810 naira on the black market. That's your business and stock market update. Simi, over to you for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Joy. And on the foreign scene, at least 129 people have been killed during a weekend prison break attempt at the largest jail in the Democratic Republic of Congo. According to Congo's Interior Minister, Jacquemain Shabani, a stampede is to blame for most of the deaths, but at least 24 inmates were killed by gunfire as they tried to escape from the Makala Central Prison early on Monday. It is the latest crisis to hit an overcrowded detention facility, notorious for conditions that human rights groups have long decried as inhumane. The United States government has seized Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro's airplane after determining that its acquisition was in violation of U.S. sanctions, among other criminal issues. A U.S. investigation found that people affiliated with Maduro had allegedly used a Caribbean-based shell company to hide their involvement in the plane's illegal purchase from a company based in Florida in late 2022 and early 2023. According to the U.S. Justice Department, the Falcon 900EX aircraft was seized in the Dominican Republic and transferred to the state of Florida. It is the latest development in what has been a frosty relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela. The seizure in the Dominican Republic marks an escalation as the U.S. continues to investigate what it regards as corrupt practices by Venezuela's government. And on sports, as Nigeria's Super Eagles prepare for the upcoming 2025 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON qualifying matches against Benin Republic and Rwanda, reactions still trail the NFF's decision to reappoint Augustin Iguavoin as head coach of the national team after initial plans to hire German coach Bruno Labbadia failed after the former Wolfsburg boss declined the offer. Iguavoin's appointment, or reappointment rather, marks the 4th time he has stepped into the role of Super Eagles head coach, a responsibility he has embraced with a sense of duty and patriotism. Reacting to this, sports consultant Kiton Olateru, who spoke exclusively to TV360 Nigeria, said the NFF should have an inexhaustible list of choices when selecting a national coach for the nation's team. He also expressed confidence in Iguavoin's capacities to handle the Super Eagles.
I think it's difficult to comment on it because during negotiations, I don't think, well, I personally wasn't aware that they were speaking to him. So I don't know the details. What I do know is that in football, sometimes you have agreements with people and for one reason or the other, they decide that they don't want to go ahead. It's better to know in the beginning, really, than in the middle. So I think the NFF really now need to look inwards. Personally, I think that it's better for them to look for another Nigerian coach who wants the job and who understands what it means to be Super Eagles coach and who will give his best. Mr. Augustin Iguavoin has all the experience, has all the playing experience, even coaching experience, different levels of Nigerian football. My issue with his appointment really is that I don't think it's something that the board has decided. I just think that they just brought him in as a makeshift because the person that they were targeting, backed out from the deal that they were doing. This is Mr. Bruno Labbadia. So I'm not sure it's really ideal even for him because it's not nice to just dump this kind of responsibility on his lap if they haven't really wanted to do it in the first place. So as far as I'm concerned, the NFF needs to have a plan B and a plan C. And if their plan A didn't go to plan, they should have just approached the plan B. They must have interviewed more than one person. And it would have been better to give that plan B an interim role instead of just dumping it on Mr. Iguavoin's lap necessarily. But I'm sure he can do the job, of course. He has the experience. He's doing Nigeria a favor, really.
In a surprising turn of events, Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen has completed a loan move to Turkish Super League giants Galatasaray after a fallout with the Syria club and coach Antonio Conte. The one-year loan deal, which includes a no obligation to buy, will see Galatasaray cover Osimhen's full salary. This development follows the collapse of Osimhen's potential headline transfer to Premier League club Chelsea, as the player and the London club failed to agree on terms. However, with a deteriorating relationship between Osimhen and the Italian club, the possibility of him continuing with Napoli seems unlikely after a frustrating transfer debacle that saw Romelu Lukaku brought in as a direct replacement for Osimhen. Well, that's it on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.